Support for this podcast comes from the Central Valley Journalism Collaborative, connecting communities with the resources, infrastructure, and networks to ensure a vibrant local free press.
From KVPR in Fresno, this is Central Valley Daily. Happy Friday, it's May 16th. I'm Elizabeth Arkalian. Have you ever dreamed of learning to ride a motorcycle, but not known where to start? This weekend, there's a free course in Fresno to help would-be motorcyclists learn how to ride.
Our goal is to have their feet on the foot pegs and, riding across the range in 30 minutes.
And it's just in time for Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month. More on that free course in just a moment, but first, these headlines. U.S. Senator Adam Schiff is leading an effort to reverse the closure of several U.S. Department of Agriculture offices in California. Earlier this year, the Department of Government Efficiency identified 9 USDA field offices where leases could be cut. 2 of those offices are located in Bakersfield and Madera. The cuts are part of a wider effort by DOJ to cut spending in the federal government, but local farmers previously told KVPR those closures could affect their operations. Fresno Unified School District officials plan to cut the district's budget by nearly $50 million. The deep cuts are due to declining enrollment and a drop in daily student attendance. That's according to the Fresno Bee. District officials say they plan to reassign teachers within the district and eliminate dozens of vacant positions. Fresno Unified is the state's third largest school district. It's been dealing with a shrinking budget for several years. A camper who was missing in the Sierra Nevada mountains will soon be reunited with her family. As KVPR's Rachel Livenall reports, she was missing for nearly a month.
Tiffany Slayton was last seen on April 24th at a convenience store near Huntington Lake in Fresno County. The 27-year-old is originally from Georgia. The Fresno County Sheriff's Office said she was found in a cabin near Lake Edison. It was only after the cabin's owner went to check on his property. Bobby Slayton is her father and says he was relieved when he got the call from her.
She said, "Dad, I'm alive and I'm sorry." I just thank God for that moment.
A search and rescue team fanned out across 600 square miles to look for the missing camper. Her parents said they are thankful for the community support during the search. For KVPR News, I'm Rachel Livenall.
Right now, weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy are covered under Medi-Cal, the state's health insurance program for low-income Californians. But Governor Gavin Newsom wants to cut back this coverage starting next year to save the state money. Ana Ibarra with our California newsroom partner Cal Matters has the details.
The proposed cuts are part of the revised state budget Governor Newsom released this week. The governor's office says scaling back coverage for weight loss drugs would save the state up to $680 million by 2029. But it could cost low-income patients more than $1,000 a month if they have to pay for the drugs themselves. If the cuts move forward, people who are prescribed Ozempic for diabetes would still get their prescriptions covered by Medi-Cal.
That was Ana Ibarra with our California newsroom partner, Cal Matters. California State University Bakersfield is creating its first Sports Hall of Fame. Officials are asking the public for community submissions of athletes, coaches, and administrators who should be honored. The university has a more than 50-year sports history. A committee will review the submissions, and the Hall of Famers will be honored in the fall.
You're driving through the neighborhood one day, and there, in your neighbor's driveway, sits a metal mess of spider webs the likes of which you've never seen. It's a KVPR car. Tell your neighbors, your family, and your friends if they've got a car they no longer need, donate it. KVPR can turn that unwanted car into great radio. It's a super easy and totally free process. Visit kvpr.org/cars to learn more.
And now to our main story. What comes to mind when you think of Harley-Davidson? Maybe that engine revving noise you just heard, leather jackets, that famous black and orange logo. While all of those may be true to the brand, in Fresno, there's also family legacy.
So this is our original office. So many customers over the years would come in the front door, and my grandparents would be in the office doing the...
That's Melissa Matthews. She owns the Matthews Harley-Davidson dealership in downtown Fresno. The business has been family-owned and operated since 1953. Producer Jonathan Linden and I had the chance to visit Melissa at the dealership, and walking around, you can see her grandparents' legacy all over the walls.
And then this is my grandparents at their parts counter. This is our building that was in Merced in 1953.
There are also vintage Harley-Davidson posters and black and white photos of her grandfather's racing days, which have been blown up and turned into wallpaper.
So these pictures here, they are all of my grandfather. Here's a Grand National Champion rider, and he claims he never broke a bone.
This dealership even has a museum with everything on display from classic motorcycles to Harley-Davidson limited edition items like knives, Christmas ornaments, beer, you name it.
Wait, is this a Harley-Davidson Barbie?
Harley Barbie was so cool back in like the mid-90s, where they were like, that's when like eBay was it.
This place is worth a visit for motorcycle and local history enthusiasts alike. And for those of you who are actually ready to get on a bike, this weekend is your chance. For the first time, Matthews Harley-Davidson is hosting free motorcycle lessons. The Motorcycle Safety Foundation is putting on the course, and it's a chance for prospective motorcyclists to saddle up and take a spin with certified instructors there to guide them. In this interview, we're talking with Melissa to learn more about motorcycle riding and this upcoming training.
What Motorcycle Safety Foundation has found over the years when they recently introduced this program is that almost 50% of the participants, when asked, how long have you ever wanted to ride a motorcycle? And it's, less than 1 year, 1 to 3 years, 2 to 5. And the dominant answer is as long as I can remember. We're giving people that opportunity without a financial commitment. It's not about the money. It's about people just being able to sit on a bike, start a bike, ride a bike, one-on-one coaching in a very controlled environment with, professionals that know what they're doing. There's always a comment like, oh man, my husband said he was going to teach me. We're like, oh no, that never goes good. Please don't. So it's called Moto Intro, and it's giving people just an opportunity to see it, touch it, feel it, ride it. Our goal is to have their feet on the foot pegs and, riding across the range in 30 minutes.
May is Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month, so perfect timing to be having this. What are some of the key things to keep in mind safety-wise when it comes to riding a motorcycle?
Well, it's really critical, and we feel that people can always benefit, both riders, with having multiple different options for safety. Really, Motorcycle Safety Foundation is a lifelong learning. They have classes, even for those that aren't sure that they want to commit to that 15-hour course, that it's 2 hours. 2 hours on the bike. You're learning to ride and going, across the range multiple times instead of in 30 minutes. But you're really getting that feel of it, like, okay, I like this, or no, this is not okay. We've had riders that have bought a motorcycle and, they're just not comfortable and they're just kind of timid about it. But they ride, but I don't want to go on the freeway. I'm not going there, but I'm going to go from here to here. They've taken the course and they're like, okay, I passed. I did good. But you know what? I'm not enjoying it. I'm going to go buy a trike. And there you go. They were a rider. They had it. They did the safety course. Everything was fine and dandy. They just weren't comfortable. We want people to figure out that they're not comfortable or that they have a lot to work on to fine tune their ability to handle the motorcycle. Like I say, in that secure, well-trained, controlled environment. And so on Sunday, what's going to be unique also is for the ride day, it's a one-on-one ratio. One coach gives you undivided attention.
I'm curious, how many women do you think will come out based on previous trainings? And we saw the motorcycle maidens down in the paraphernalia area about Harley-Davidson. Are there more women riding bikes these days, you think?
There's absolutely women riding bikes. They want their own independence. They don't want to be a passenger, whether they want to be on 2 wheels or 3 wheels. They want to have that sense of ownership, that sense of, freedom and stress relief and wind in their face. And so people start at all ages in life. Sometimes, there'll be people that come out and they will be absolutely well into their 70s saying like, I've always wanted to do that. Sometimes when people enroll in class and they're in their 80s, we're like, okay, well, just keep in mind, like, it's going to hurt a little bit more if you have a little oops. But it's not, there's not a magic number or a magic age. Harley-Davidson certainly markets to everybody, but Motorcycle Safety Foundation is endorsed by all the major manufacturers. They're a nonprofit, and it really is, like I say, giving back to the community, giving people this opportunity to see and touch it and feel it and say, my grandfather used to have a motorcycle, or my dad used to take me around the block, and just have that connection with that, all that's going on in the world, just a sense of freedom and a positive interaction in a healthy environment that's not instructor based, like, hey, I'm going to stand here and you're going to do this and we only have 45 seconds and then we're moving on to something else. No, it's like nurturing and welcoming. In our opinion, very much like we present our dealership. It is the stereotypicalness of, oh my gosh, there's a Harley dealership, I don't know about going in. And there's people come in and they're like, you guys have wood floors and trim around your windows, and it's actually not dark in here and it's not intimidating. It's our pleasure to have that environment.
As someone who might have identified as the person you just described who's never set foot in a Harley-Davidson dealership, I must say it is incredibly impressive how warm the environment is. There's so many people coming in to see you all, and it really, you can feel the education piece because of the history of your company here displayed and the history of the bike. So it really is very unique for folks in Fresno and the area who haven't stopped by. Now, motorcyclists obviously share the road with cars. So what do you wish drivers knew? What should drivers know when interacting with motorcycles on the road?
Especially with May being Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month, look twice, save a life. It's just that simple. Cars have blind spots. They're there. And if you're not paying attention, accidents happen. For the motorcyclists, the whole goal of the class is to reduce fatalities. It's a fact. Motorcycle fatalities are overstated everywhere, and especially in California, right? It's all season long, all year long riding weather. And intersections, they're not a motorcyclist's friend. So in the car, we just want people to have that awareness as well.
Now, going back to the event on Sunday, are people still able to sign up if they're interested? Is it open to the public? How does it work?
It is open to the public. The event is officially from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock, but we are so excited about this, and we've received so much great feedback and people inquiring. We're going to be there early. So don't hesitate to show up early. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to pre-register. We ask that you come with some boots or over-the-ankle footwear for your protection, jeans, a long-sleeve shirt, and we'll cover it from there. We have the motorcycles available, a couple different options. We have helmets available. We have gloves available. We have eye protection available, and we have a guaranteed good time and great experience.
That was my conversation with Melissa Matthews. She is the owner of the Matthews Harley-Davidson in downtown Fresno. The free course will run this Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Matthews Motorcycle Training Facility. You can find more details at matthewshd.com. And that's today's show. If you ride a Harley or any other type of motorcycle, tell us why you like it. Email us or send a voice memo to podcast@kvpr.org. Your message could be featured in a future episode of Central Valley Daily. Today's episode was produced by Jonathan Linton and KVPR with support from the Central Valley Journalism Collaborative. I'm Elizabeth Arkalian. Find the latest local news anytime at kvpr.org.
Planet Money helps you understand the economy. We find the people at the center of the story.
Garbage in New York, that was like a controlled substance.
We show you how money influences everything.
Tell me what you like by telling me how you spend your money.
And we dig until we get answers.
I had a bad feeling you were going to bring that up.
Planet Money finds out. All you have to do is listen. The Planet Money Podcast from NPR.